Hi, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. Facebook accused of censorship after it banned some popular pages backed by Russia. The fashion world loses a modern icon. An Israeli TV host may be out of a job for calling IDF soldiers animals. And we'll take you to the latest Turkish town embracing the sit-a-slow movement. Okay, at the top of our newsfeed, Facebook censorship. Now, the social network has closed some really popular pages after a news report linking the pages to RT. That's Russia's state broadcaster. Facebook have not yet clarified why the pages have been closed, leaving many online to wonder what other motives they may have had.
Soapbox, Wasted, Back Then are three new Facebook pages.
Facebook has blocked several popular pages after a CNN report said they were pushing Russian propaganda.
But what people watching these videos may not realize is that the Russian government is paying for this.
The pages are run by Mafic Media, which gets its funding from the Russian government. The most popular is In the Now. That had 4 million subscribers on Facebook until it was removed. Those who work on the channels have reacted with anger.
I can choose my own topics, write my own scripts, and produce my own content without input from anybody else.
Facebook has suspended all of Mafic's pages without warning, including In the Now, after being lobbied by CNN, on grounds that In the Now doesn't disclose who funds it. This is an outrageous standard that is not applied to other outlets, like NPR, AJ+, or any other page.
Critics of Facebook's move say this is a modern-day version of the old-school propaganda wars. And, ironically, CNN's report was instigated by the German Marshall Fund, which was set up by the US government in the 70s to counter the ideology of the Soviet Union.
CNN effectively forced Facebook to delete our account. Facebook weren't much better. They could have left the account alone, but Facebook is so scared of being accused once again of helping the Russians in the interference in elections and the killing of democracy in the United States that it deleted an account with 4 million subscribers and 2.5 billion views in just minutes, without any qualms.
But how effective will this ban be? The exact same content is freely available on YouTube. All right, let's take a look at some of the other things that have caught our eye on social media. Now, the name Karl Lagerfeld is Twitter's top trend right now. The iconic German fashion designer has died. Lagerfeld's best known for heading up the French fashion house Chanel. He's been there for the past 35 years, as well as designing many of Lady Gaga's stage costumes. The 85-year-old missed 2 Chanel shows in late January because of ill health, the only ones he's missed since he took over in 1983. Now, even people who don't know much about fashion would know who he is because of his signature white hair, black sunglasses, fingerless gloves, and high starch collars. Chanel has confirmed that he died in Paris this morning. He was 85. Malia Obama is being talked about after a British rag tabloid trawled an old Facebook page of hers that she hasn't used since 2017. They published a bunch of her photos, including one which criticized Donald Trump. Now, the page was run under a pseudonym, so obviously Ms. Obama clearly didn't want it to be made public. But of course, the Daily Mail thought you should know. Another first daughter kind of summed up how most of the internet reacted to the story. Chelsea Clinton tweeted, "Malia Obama is a private citizen. No part of her life should be anyone's clickbait." And George Mendoza, the US sailor seen here kissing a woman in Times Square on VJ Day in 1945, has died. The image became an iconic representation of the joy felt when Imperial Japan surrendered, ending World War II. But in recent years, it's been re-examined. Now, the pair didn't know each other, and Time magazine has since called it little more than the documentation of a very public assault. Now, the woman in the photograph is called Greta Zimmer Friedman. She said it wasn't much of a kiss, and it was not a romantic event. Now, an Israeli news presenter is fighting to keep her job after she referred to some members of the Israeli Defense Force as human animals. Oshrat Kotler's comments are so inflammatory, even the Israeli Prime Minister has got involved.
שולחים את הילדים לצבא, לשטחים ומקבלים אותם חיות אדם. זו התוצאה של הכיבוש.
All right, next up, the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has been forced to write a tweet to deny that he has plans to buy Manchester United. Yes, it came through his Minister of Media, but there are loads of links between the Red Devils and the Desert Kingdom. So just how far off was that rumour really?
Did angry United fans scuff MBS's club takeover deal? British media reported Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman could be buying United for almost $5 billion, and fans went wild. The Saudis say the info is completely false, but what's fueling the story? Fuel. Some reports say Saudi Arabia wants to move away from oil investments and into football. Others say MBS is a fan and wants to buy United to take on Man City, owned by Mansour bin Zayed from Abu Dhabi's royal family. The kingdom and the club are long-time chums. Saudi companies have partnered with the team in the past. Last year, the club made a deal to support football in Saudi Arabia, and United chiefs have been spotted there recently. But not everyone was unhappy about the takeover rumors. Some fans say the current American owners of the club, the Glazers, have run it into the ground. So could an MBS takeover have helped the club score?
Probably not. Well, let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Tuesday. Now, media in Haiti is reporting that some Americans there have been arrested in the capital Port-au-Prince with weapons on them. There have been weeks of anti-government protests on the Caribbean island against the leadership of the president. The Americans were reportedly detained with some other foreign nationals. Apparently, they were carrying semi-automatic rifles. An Indian pilot is dead and 2 others have been hurt after 2 jets collided while training for an air show. It happened in the city of Bengaluru. A civilian was in the vicinity and he was hurt by the falling debris. Now, as you can see, the sky at the time of the incident was completely clear. An investigation has been launched into the cause of the crash. To America now, and it is now illegal to discriminate against someone because of their hairstyle in the city of New York. New anti-discrimination guidelines specifically point to styles black people use like afros, dreadlocks and cornrows. The city's Human Rights Commission says that bans on natural hair associated with black people are often rooted in racist stereotypes that black hair is unprofessional. And look at this, lightsaber dueling is now a competitive sport in France thanks to the French Fencing Federation, for whom the force is obviously strong. It has its own scoring system, chopping off hands is not allowed, and you obviously need your own lightsaber, not one from your father, regardless of who he is or was. Now, a Syrian calligrapher is making a life and a living for himself here in Turkey, and he can count the Turkish president as one of his many fans.
Each piece is a verse drawn from the Quran. Hassan Muslim has been doing this since he was 8 years old.
When you write, you don't hear anything. You're very focused, and when you write, you are writing God's words.
Hassan's craft is called Heart, calligraphy based on verses from the Islamic holy book. After the war destroyed his home in Aleppo, he came to Turkey. He lived in a refugee camp for 8 months, then settled in the eastern city of Malatya.
I miss having my coffee on my balcony in Aleppo and then going inside to write my morning prayers. Everywhere I went, I took my pen and my ink and never stopped practicing.
He now sells his artwork from this store and is well known across Syria and here in Turkey. His artwork has been recognized and presented to the Turkish president. Hassan tells me that calligraphy is his life.
I give lessons for free to whoever wants to learn. I miss Syria, the trees, our land, the days from my youth. But the love I have from those days allows me to continue to do what I'm doing.
Through his teaching, Hassan hopes to inspire a new generation in this craft.
Now, have you ever heard of the sit-a-slow movement? No, me neither until today. Well, here in Turkey, there are 14 towns on the sit-a-slow map, and the Black Sea town of Shavshat is one of them. Errol went to have a look.
The sit-a-slow movement was founded in Italy to help protect the traditional way of living in small towns. Now let's go check out the lifestyle here. We're in Nesha Abla's kitchen. She belongs to a family of dairy farmers, and she's going to show us how to make some cheese right now. It'd be rude not to taste the final product. Hot fire. Chopping wood is a daily routine if you're trying to live the Shavshat dream. We're here in Erdogan Abi's workshop. He's a beekeeper and a master basket weaver, and I'd love to find out what his life is like here in Shavshat.
Elimizden geldiğince sanatımızın, kültürümüzün ölmemesine, onun yok olmamasına özen gösteriyoruz. Bunun için gerçekten çaba gösteriyoruz.
I'm grateful to have been invited to Melahat and Senem teyze's home, where they're currently churning in traditional fashion my favorite ingredient, butter. Kolay gelsin.
İneğimizi sağıyoruz, süt makinemize vuruyoruz. Ondan sonracığımıza bu kaymağımız çıkıyor. Ondan sonra da bu kaymağımızı tereyağı yapmak için şu ağaç yayığımıza buna koyuyoruz. Ondan sonra 1 saatte bunu elde sallıyoruz 2 kişi. Ondan sonra da yayığımızdan bu tereyağımız çıkıyor. Hakiki, organik.
Sweet, sweet butter. One of Shavshat's traditional foods. It's called the laying döner. It's fresh lamb packed onto a spit roast, roasting over hot wooden coals. And this is how you live here.
Let's cap the day off with some folk music by the locals.
Finally made it to Shavshat's most well-known and famous attraction, Karagöl, which translates to Black Lake. It draws visitors from across the globe due to its timeless beauty. It's mesmerizing at any time of the year. Now I'll show you why.
All right, and last up, our animals doing stuff today is a cat, my favorite, and this guy's drinking water the only way he knows how. Now, the video has been watched millions of times and shared plenty, not least by the NewsFeed crew who found it hilarious. It's from the account called Dine the Sun, and it's worth a follow if you like watching cats being not very bright, but living their best life. Drink on, Dine, drink on. All right, that's all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints, and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter and YouTube, and you can follow me if you want on Instagram. Follow, subscribe, and add. See you again tomorrow.